Hey, welcome back to Bobb-z Callahan's Word of Advice. And in this video today, I wanted to talk about yet another important topic which can apply to all of our lives. And that would be the topic of public speaking. And while I'm sure some of you out there may agree with that, I'm sure there may be some other people out there watching this who are thinking, hey, what does public speaking have to do with my life? Isn't that just for the people who normally give speeches like, oh, maybe the principal of a school or the president or the manager of a company? And if I were to respond to that, I would say it doesn't just apply to those people. Public speaking will be a part of just about everybody's life. You know, for people who can't speak, there's going to be that time when we are going to be placed in a spot where we will have to talk in front of other people. You know, whether this is giving a speech at your job, or if you're saying the prayer at a youth group, or if you're telling the story about two people who have just gotten married at somebody's wedding, or any other possibility out there that I'm not thinking of. You know, there's going to be that time when you will be placed in a spot where you will have to speak in front of others. And I think just about everybody out there at one point has thought to themselves that public speaking is not exactly the easiest thing ever. Trust me, I've been there too. There was a point in time when I just wanted to avoid getting in front of other people and speaking, because I felt nervous about speaking in front of others. I think the biggest thing that everybody wants to avoid, especially when it comes to speaking in front of others, is getting embarrassed. You know, none of us want to say the wrong thing, or none of us want to draw a blank and we can't remember what we wanted to say. Or some people don't want to stumble over their words. I think it's fair to say that none of us want to do that when we are speaking in front of other people. But the good news is that we are all able to overcome the fear of speaking in front of other people. And if there's any helpful advice which I'd like to throw out there when it comes to public speaking, it would be through these few pieces of advice which I want to talk about here and right now. The first thing which I would advise to anybody, if you are speaking in front of other people, is to not let people intimidate you. You know, the people who are watching you. When you are speaking in front of other people, just remember, they are all nervous about speaking in front of other people too. And when you have that chance speaking in front of other people, you have that opportunity to express whatever you want to express. So when you have that moment, I would say take advantage of that time and just let your speech and your personality shine. And don't let people in front of you intimidate you or challenge you from experiencing what can be a great moment when you are speaking in front of other people. A second helpful piece of advice, which I like to throw out there as well, if you are speaking in front of other people and you actually know some people in the audience, I would say try to focus on somebody, not 100% of the time, but, you know, every now and then, just focus your attention on somebody in the audience who supports you and will be proud that you got up in front of people and just started speaking. You know, whether this is a close friend or a close acquaintance, or maybe this is your boyfriend or girlfriend. Whoever it is, if there is somebody out there in the audience who you know and you have a good relationship with them, then definitely focus just some of your attention on them. You know, just turn your head their way and course, don't focus all of your attention on that one person, because you'll come off as stiff-necked when you're only looking one way, and who knows, that could creep the person out that you're good friends with. But the point is, just look for the people in the audience who support you, because that can be helpful. And lastly, when you are speaking in front of other people, I would say, even if you're not good at it, always try to practice at public speaking. Because I do believe that if you practice more and more and more at speaking in front of other people, then you can get better at it. I know in my life so far, I have had the great opportunity of taking 2 public speaking classes. One was in high school and one was in college. And I can say that I have really improved in my public speaking skills, largely because of those 2 classes. If you ever find a chance to take a public speaking class, then I would highly encourage it. Because, as I said at the beginning of this video, there is going to be a time for just about everybody when we are going to be speaking in front of people, whether it's at your job, or if you're saying a prayer, or if it's at a wedding, or if it's at anything else. If you can speak normally, then you can get in front of others and talk to people, and, well, at some point, you're going to have to do that. But don't let that intimidate you. Don't let people watching you intimidate you. And remember, if you know people in the audience, then focus some of your attention on somebody who is supportive of you. And also, just take the opportunities to practice more and more and more in speaking in front of other people. Because I believe the more you practice at something, just like with public speaking, the better you can get at it. And I believe that public speaking is one of the most important tools that any of us can acquire. So I would definitely say try to improve your public speaking skills, because they will serve you well in this life. And with that, I certainly hope what I've had to talk about in this video will come in handy. Remember, you can do it. You can get better at public speaking. Back for the Word of Advice video.